Hello everybody and welcome to the 77th edition of the Monster Energy FIA Motocross of Nations. We are here at Matterley Basin in Great Britain and we are live on MXGPTV.com. My name's Paul Malin, Jason Thomas from Fly Racing alongside me as we get ready for the 2024 edition. And first up, well, actually, it's not first up, but coming up in a few moments because we've had a long list of things going on today. As you can imagine, we've had the official press conference, we've had the ballot, we've had the riders' press conference. They've done their practice starts, which we didn't see on TV, but now we're getting ready for the riders' parade. It's 4:30 here, local time in the UK, and this will last for about an hour. We will go in reverse order, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to be dropping in with some of the riders. Let's go down to Lisa Leyland. Lisa Leyland's down there, as you can see in the background, or maybe you can't, we can. But Jason Thomas is in our studio here, and Jason Thomas, Fly Racing, back again. And you've been with us for quite a few races this year in MXGP. But another Motocross of Nations. We were in Ernée last year in Redbud, which was a memorable one for you and Team USA. How are you feeling about this one? I personally like the look of Team USA. What about you?
Well, I'm dry, as is Team USA. That's the best part of the weekend so far, and far different than when we were here in 2017. So, yeah, all of the great things you love about Motocross of Nations, the crowds, the atmosphere, the pageantry are all in full display. And I think as long as the weather cooperates, it's going to be an all-timer.
Yeah. Well, let's go down to Lisa Leyland, because Lisa is going to be our wing ting on the ground.
Yes.
Lisa, you're down there by pit lane. The Ram pickup trucks will come around. They'll be greeted by the fans. And then when they get to you at the end of pit lane, they'll step off. And you will just randomly pick a rider or riders,
Yes.
and you will catch up with them.
I'll grab a few words with them, but I have to say, last year in France, I lost my voice because the crowd was so loud, no one could hear me. So I'm fully expecting not to have a voice by the end of this afternoon. But that's great. It's all part of Motocross of Nations, isn't it?
But judging by the pictures, yeah, but judging by the pictures, you're at the end away from the crowd at the moment.
Yes,
So you might be okay.
I don't think so, because they're very loud, Paul. They're very loud, but it's a great atmosphere down here. The teams are waiting to come by on the truck, and we're just looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, look, we'll touch base with you very, very soon. And as you can see from the screen between myself and Jason, Team Venezuela are the first team out. And, of course, they are represented by Lorenzo Locurcio, Daniel Bortolin, and Anthony Rodriguez, A-Rod. A host of appearances between all of them. The fifth one for Locurcio. It's a first, though, for Daniel. And then another fifth appearance for A-Rod. The best they'd finished was 14th in Redbud, and that's the and 20th in both of the Redbud rounds, actually, 18th and 14th. So, JT, not easy for these guys to come over from South America, but great to see Venezuela representing again here at Matterley Basin.
Well, they have two riders who are world-tested, right? They've raced in America, they've raced in MXGP. They've been all over the place, so they have experience for this type of event. And I think for them, success is just being a solid A-final team and aim for that top 10. That's the goal for a country like this, is slowly progress into a top 10 nation.
Actually, it would be nice just, I think we did this last year, didn't we? Just be nice to have a little bit of atmosphere just in between our headsets here, because it just sounds like we're watching a silent movie down there. But yeah, it's the first opportunity that we get to see the teams unveiled in front of the fans. Not sure how many have travelled or how many are stationed over here or living in Europe that just make the short trip just to make them feel at home. But it is it's a fantastic kind of achievement to be here, especially for the smaller nations and the ones who are maybe not expected to do well. And that's all part of it as well, isn't it?
Well, there is simply no event like this, right? The camaraderie amongst the teams, the patriotism amongst the nations. You just don't have scenes like this. And I got to talk to so many different riders on so many different teams, and you can just feel the difference between a normal race, whether it's MXGP or Pro Motocross or Monster Energy Supercross. There's a different vibe and atmosphere about this event that you will not find in any other sport, in any other event worldwide.
Well, Team Austria have just been across the front of the fans there. Marcel Stauffer making his third appearance. Michael Sander, fourth appearance for him, but a first appearance for Michael Kratzer. So great to see the Austrians here and just working their way. It should have been Uganda, but Uganda not here this weekend. So I'm assuming it's going to be Romania next. And judging by the colour of the flag, it is. Robert Tomper, Zoltan Kradog, and George Cabal. 4 appearances between this team coming into this, one with 2, and that is Cabal. They didn't qualify in Germany when Cabal was there in 2013, but it's their first Motocross of Nations since then, and only their second ever.
Are these the Romaniacs?
This is the Romaniacs.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the Romanians. This is the Romaniacs for the, yeah, but probably.
I'm sure there are some Romaniac fans out here, right? And you see see the people behind the fences there. Even the smaller nations, I think, feel the love, right? Even second time they've ever been to this event, they're going to feel the love. And you see the air horns and all the things. That's the great thing about fans of this event. They're cheering for everyone.
Yeah, well, now the team on screen is Team Denmark, and that's Mads Fredso in the MXGP category, making his first appearance, the youngster. Mikkel Harp in MX2, only his second appearance, unbelievably. 10th in Italy in 2021. And then Nikolai Skofberg also making a first appearance. And also, it's like a very young team. You know, Mikkel Harp is only 23. The other guys are younger than him. And I believe Lisa, when the team get out, she'll be talking to Mikkel Harp. So it'll be interesting to see and hear what Mikkel Harp says about coming into the race here this weekend. I can see Lisa out of our shot there, getting ready. Lisa, whenever you're ready, Mikkel Harp is with you.
Yes, I have Mikkel here. Mikkel, this is only your second appearance at the Nations. You're actually heading a young team. Mads and Nicole, it's only their first time. What are you hoping to achieve this weekend with your lineup?
First of all, I think we just got to go and have fun. Track looks nice. I think all three riders enjoy this track a whole lot. So yeah, we're going to go and have fun. And if we can make it through to the A final, I think everything is possible, you know, especially if it starts raining on Sunday. So I think for tomorrow, we just got to keep calm and try and put at least 2 motors together for 2 riders, and then we'll see if we can make it into A final and then work it from there.
Best of luck, Mikkel. Thank
Mikkel,
you.
just in the studio here, me and Paul Malin and Jason Thomas here. What are your first impressions on the track now? 1 or 2 little changes, but from the outside, circuit conditions look pretty perfect.
Yeah, it's a little bit deep because of the dirt they put on, but I like it. I mean, I've loved Matterley every time I've come here. I've had good results. It's interesting to see the new change they've done, cutting the track, making it a little bit shorter, especially with the amount of riders we have. But I think it looks good. I mean, it seems like the guys that work in the track here knows what they're doing. Yeah,
it just opens it up. There's no pinch points coming out of the start, so everybody stays together, I think. But Mick, good to see you. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy it, mate.
Cheers. Thank
you,
boys.
worries.
Thanks, Mick.
Look at Lisa, Mick. Showing the love there. Anyway, let's crack on, shall we? Japan were just out there a moment ago with Konosuke Ashiro, Haruki Yokohama. He's a proper little dude. And Yuki Okuru rode in Indonesia, actually, a couple of wild cards there. So not seen them, but we'll move on. But yeah, JT, good to see Mikkel there. And what do you reckon Denmark can do? Because obviously they have 2 very young riders on debut. It's not easy, is it? Coming in, you get kind of caught in the headlights a little bit.
Well, especially when the anchor of your team is only 23 and still in MX2. That's a tough setup, but I think more than anything, it bodes well for the future, right? I think if they come, they learn, and that you start to build a platform and a foundation for years forward, that would be the key.
Obviously, looking here now, Team Norway. No introductions for their rider, of course. Kevin Horgmo, he's going to be lining up in MXGP. The team manager, Espen Blikstad, obviously got 3 talented guys, Håkon Fredriksson and Cornelius Tondal. Håkon Fredriksson, I'm not sure if he's going to be the weak link in some respects because obviously he's been out injured most of the time, but also the second half of the season for Cornelius Tondal hasn't been standout either with 1 or 2 health issues. So kind of pushing water uphill a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, right? I think when you look at many of these teams similar, they have questions, and you don't know what that's going to look like until it's qualifying day on Saturday and race day on Sunday. So I think they're probably asking questions of themselves, and there are many, many teams in that same category.
Well, Kevin Horgmo making his 5th appearance. He was there in 2017-19. Obviously, we weren't there in 20. They didn't travel to Mantra in 21, but the last 2 years, they didn't qualify in 17 or 23. They've had a 12th in 2019 in Assen, which is Horgmo's best appearance finish. And also for Cornelius Tondal, he was 13th in 2022 as well. So we will catch.
Is Horgmo back to health? I know he missed the last GP, so do you know where he's at coming into the weekend?
He just had a fever last weekend, but he had the Bionics. Anyway, here's Lisa. She's getting ready to catch up with Kevin Horgmo, the Horgmeister, down there. Lisa.
Okay, I have Kevin here. Kevin, this is your 5th appearance at the Motocross of Nations. You weren't well in Spain. You had a fever. Are you fully recovered? How are you feeling now? And are you looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah, I've been on some medication and feeling much better coming into the weekend. And yeah, finally I can actually hear you, because in Arne last year I couldn't even hear you on the TV. But no, I'm looking forward to it. The weather is looking quite okay. So yeah, hopefully the crowd is good, and we will enjoy. Yeah.
Okay, well, best of luck for the weekend.
Yeah, and Kev, we're up here in the studio, me and Jason Thomas. How close to 100% are you feeling? Because as you said, you were a little sick last weekend.
Yeah.
Are the bionics, are they working? And are you close to getting ready?
Yeah, I was training on Wednesday, like first proper training since 2 weeks actually, since I came back from China. And yeah, I was feeling 80% then, and I think now I'm starting to be closer to 90, 95%. So yeah, let's see.
Like a training day, 95%.
Yeah, that should be okay.
All right, enjoy it, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
So next up, we have Team Greece, and I'm sure our TV camera guys, our director, will probably follow these right the way around. In fact, we've skipped to Poland already here, but maybe the Greece haven't lined up. Maybe they're having a siesta. But anyway, the Greece have been through. But anyway, Panagiotis Kouzis, I think I got that right. Dimitros Bakas and Christos Koutalas. They are riding for Team Greece, and we've got Poland coming through now. Jakub Baczewski, Jakub Kowalski, and Damian Zdunek. Yeah, D&Q'd in all their appearances so far, the Poles. So hopefully they can turn that around.
Well, it's only one way up, and that's from here. So, yeah, I think this race is about opportunity. Nothing better than that for them.
So that's the Poles done. We're now looking at Iceland on screen, and these guys, they seem to turn up every year, and in all the appearances they've done. Another team that has yet to qualify. We'll probably see them in the B final, but can they make it through? I know they've been close a couple of times, but the riders of Manni-Freya Pettersson, Ida Ori Parmason, and Alexander Arenkuch, they will be doing their best to represent their home nation here this weekend. But yeah, you know, when you're just riding in national championships at home, and maybe they ride some other ones in Northern Europe, things like that, or maybe even Scandinavia, I'm not sure. The level of competition is obviously not, you know, like it is here at the Motocross of Nations.
Yeah, it's a different environment completely. The tracks are more difficult. The level of talent just is immediately higher. But I think, again, they can take what they learn here, go back to their home national championships and apply that. And that's the only way you're going to get better, is to ride against higher competition.
Well, looking on screen here at Team Croatia then, of course, we've got Matija Kalava and the team manager, Danko Brame. They've also got Matija Sturpin and David Petanček. 5 appearances for Kalava, 2 for Sturpin, and 1 for the open class rider. Again, these 3 riders have yet to qualify, or the 2 riders have yet to qualify, but enjoying the applause of the fans. But as we are working our way through, the atmosphere will start to build, won't it, JT? You know, the bigger, the more fancied teams. And there are a couple down there that we don't expect to see down there. People like Northern Ireland, for instance, also the Netherlands. They didn't have a great run last year because I think it was an injury to Koldenhoff at Erne. So we are getting to the point now where we're starting to welcome some of
heavy
those
hitters.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, and I think you'll hear the crowd respond to those riders as well. But that's what this race is, that you're always going to get the unexpected. So to see the Netherlands back here, that doesn't happen very often. I wouldn't expect to see it again on Sunday. No,
exactly. And obviously the last time we were here in 2017. And incidentally, it's the 11th time the Motocross of Nations has been held on British soil. The first time was back in 1947 at Brands Hatch, which is a world-renowned road race circuit that's held World Superbikes, British Superbikes, MotoGP back in the day before it was known as MotoGP. And, yeah, you know, that was the 3rd edition, won by Great Britain. So we are back on home soil this weekend, the 3rd time here at Matchley. But Team Ireland, are they getting ready to join us? Are they already out on track? Are they working their way? But anyway, Team Ireland with the perennial Martin Barr, who locally they call him Bardy Marr. So, yeah, Martin Barr, he's there with the team manager, Mark Mooney. We've also got Cole McCulloch on his debut appearance, Jason Mira with his 4th appearance. But Martin Barr, he's up there, man. He's 18th appearance, maybe the 19th. I'm losing count. He'll be able to correct us on that, I'm sure. But, yeah, great to see Team Ireland here. The Leprechauns, I've already bumped into them, although they weren't in costume when I saw them. I was disappointed. Ash from GoPro was disappointed.
Wow, it's like
was that them?
That's like taking the mask off of the mascot.
I know.
You're not supposed to see them without their costume on.
Ash Manton from GoPro, he was like, was that them? I said, yeah, dude, they're not real people. They're leprechauns.
No,
Anyway.
I was walking earlier and got to speak with Marty Barr, and someone asked me, "Hey, you looks a
Did you
little."
just call him Marty Barr?
I did. Yeah, Marty Barr.
Barty Mar.
Marty Barr. And he's a little older. He's racing, and I'm like, yeah, there's a whole. How much time you got? Let me explain the history of Martin Barr. But there are several things that don't change: death, taxes, and Marty Barr
Yeah,
at
for Team
Motocross
Ireland.
Nations.
Yeah. Well, here you see them making their way to the end of their little lap, and we will be talking to Martin Barr. We can see Lisa out of our little viewpoint here, getting ready to talk to him. Just leave her alone, put her down. Anyway, Barty Mar, there you are. Lisa's got a question for you.
Well, Martin Barr, it wouldn't be a Motocross of Nations if we didn't grab a few words with you. I mean, how many times have you been doing this? Like 18th or 19th? We actually lost count. And what keeps you motivated to keep coming back every weekend?
Yeah, this is number 18, and it never gets old. You see the atmosphere once you get introduced to the crowd. It's you can't replace that. But I've had a solid season with my Pico Factory Racing Honda, and I actually said last year that Ernie was my last one, but here we are again. So we've got a really good team. Jason Mears had a solid year, and young Cole McCulloch, it's his first year. Actually, 2006, his dad was on the team, and that was his last one. And now Cole's here for his first one, so it's pretty cool.
Martin, Paul Malin up here in the studio, Jason Thomas alongside me. We said it wouldn't be the same if you weren't on the team for Team Ireland, but as you just mentioned, you're making your 18th. Cole McCulloch is making his first. Jason Mira is on his 4th appearance. What kind of advice do you give to someone like Cole McCulloch, whose dad has been there and ridden for the team, and at the same time, you with so much experience? Is it just go out and enjoy yourself, not put too much pressure on him, or what?
Yeah, I think for the first year, obviously, that's we're trying to bring the youth into the team a little bit, give them that bit of experience. So, but yeah, he's a level-headed kid. He's been doing the MX 125 all year, so I think he's got good people around him with his dad being there here before, and myself just telling him, just keep it fun. A happy rider's a fast rider, and just try and not let him stress too much about the whole situation.
Marty, this is Jason. We need a number. Where are we going to? Where are we get 25, 30 appearances? We need to know how much longer we have your excellence around for.
Yeah, you never know. Obviously, Tano Leok's still going.
I need a number.
No waffle.
We'll see. I would like to be in America next year, so we'll see how.
There we go. At least 19 is what I'm hearing.
At least 19, exactly.
Thanks very much.
Enjoy this weekend, Marty, and all the best to you and Team Ireland.
Thank you very much.
No worries, man.
Thank you.
Good crack.
He's a legend. I think once he finally stops, there needs to be a statue of him commemorated, and we just take it around to all the nations. It's just the Marty Barr statue.
Well, we've just had Team Chile just go through. Sergio Villaronga, Benjamin Garib, and Diego Rojas. But Canada is on its way. And Courtney Lloyd, team manager, once again. Here you are with Lisa. How are you doing down there, girls?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
We're good. Lisa, take it away.
Courtney, you know what they say, the best man for a job is a woman. You have been looking after Team Canada for a few years now. What is it that you enjoy so much about this event?
I think it's the pride of the whole country. Everyone in Canada, we're quite a small nation, so everyone comes behind it and supports it all the time. They just support us. So I think the biggest thing is just always feeling that love from the motocross world. So, and the vibe is just insane. It's just too much.
Courtney, hey, it's Jason Thomas, and first off, great job on the organization and getting everyone behind Team Canada for this year. But you look at the talent on the team, and the results at this event haven't followed the level of talent. What do you think it's going to take on Saturday and Sunday to get those riders to where they should be?
I think just getting everyone to calm their nerves a little bit, and so we've had a lot of conversations about that. Just these guys are used to winning at home, so they try to win here, but that's sometimes just not going to be the case. So just getting everyone to just relax a little bit, do their jobs, get into the race, and hopefully break into the top 10.
And Courtney, it's Paul here as well. I briefly spoke to you in the press conference, in the ballot this morning. Last year was a rocky one. You had obviously had the injury with Dylan and whatever, but you said the gate pick this weekend for the RAM qualifying races, that is one step out of the way. That should put you in a better position to try and avoid those pitfalls.
100%. I think it set the tone last year for disappointment. Going into it with last gate pick, you're already like, oh, how are we going to recover from that? So getting 18th gate pick this time, that's 20 spots we're ahead already over last year. So I think it's positive vibes after that compared to last year.
And how are you enjoying your UK experience at the moment?
Oh, I love it here. It's so fun. The weather's been unreal. I didn't pack for that, but it's been awesome. We've had a great time here.
Cool. Well, look, Courtney, send our best to all the team, of course, and we wish you the very, very best of luck
Absolutely.
this weekend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Courtney. Thank you.
Yeah, and Team Canada with Jess Pettis, Kevin Benoit, and Dylan Wright making his 4th appearance. What do you expect from Team Canada this
Well,
weekend,
that's the
JT?
whole thing. If they ride to their potential, they're truly a top 10 to 12 team all day long. It's just, can they harness their true abilities at this race? That's proven problematic in recent years.
Well, we've had a few teams pass by. FIM Latin America with Joaquim Poli of Argentina, Franklin Noguera, and Marco Antezana. We've also seen Lithuania go through during those interviews as well. Domantas Jasduskas, Marius Adamaitis, and Alandas Makonis. We've also seen Slovakia, maybe not on screen, but Thomas Kohut, Jaroslav Katrinak, and Pavel Repchak. And here we have the Portuguese team of Luis Otero with their team manager, Hugo Santos, Sandro Lobo, and Paulo Alberto. 8th appearance for Paulo Alberto. He finished 9th when he last appeared, or when he first appeared in 2012 in Lommel. That was 9th overall for him that time. And we've got a 5th appearance for Luis Otero. Didn't qualify on 3 occasions, but 20th in 2023 last year. So good luck to the Portuguese. And some of these teams, you know, they go in sort of like spits and spurts, don't they, Jason Thomas, where they have some solid riders like Rui Gonçalves was one of the big hitters, you know, for a while.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to put, especially from a smaller nation, get 3 world-class talented riders in the same era at the same time that are all healthy. That's the challenge. Maybe you get 2, but getting that 3rd one is often the difference between great success and a mediocre result.
Well, we're getting ready to welcome Team Switzerland through. Of course, that'll be Isaac Gifting with their team coach, Philip Turesson. Arvid Learning will be in MX2, making a 1st appearance. And, Sweden. And Alvin Osland will be lining up in the open category. For Gifting, it's his 3rd appearance. But Alvin Osland, 9 times now, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We didn't do it in 20. And then 21, 22, 23. So you can count that as 8 appearances in a row. What was his best? 10th in Matterley back here in 2017. They were 12th in Redbud in 2022. So it'd be interesting to see how the Swedes go. Did you watch the Swedish Grand Prix this year?
I did.
And did you see Isaac Gifting?
Absolutely
whole
phenomenal
shots?
until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? The helmet,
Yeah.
the cape, the sighting lap.
But those are the type of performances that you need. There you go. Yeah. If he comes out and rides his best form at a race like this, that's where you get a sleeper team. And he's not sleeping at the moment. But
No.
Yeah.
Gifting getting into it.
I love it. But it's a truly talented kid, right? It's just, can he be his best self? That's what this race is all about.
Yeah, well, I can see him sprinting out the corner of our TV screen,
Team
getting
left
ready
him.
to go grab a word.
Team's gone.
Yeah, they've left him behind. They just kicked him off the side of the man overboard. They did. They just carried on driving. They're like, we're not hanging around for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Isaac, you can see they're just pulling up towards the end of it. There was no point in even climbing on there. Look, they've just come to a stop.
Just to jump right back out.
But Lisa will get ready to talk to Isaac Gifting, and it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say as well, because, he's one of the characters of the sport. He's not in costume, but we've just seen him getting crazy with the fans with the chainless chainsaw. And, Isaac Gifting, there wasn't even any point in jumping on the back of the Ram truck then, because as soon as you jump back on, you have to get off for an interview for Lisa. Lisa.
I tell you what, Paul, I'm a little bit disappointed, Isaac, because in Sweden, you had the cape, you had the flag, you had the horns, the helmet, everything was going on. Have you brought it this weekend?
I agree with you. I don't know where the helmet is. I need to find it.
It's the Motocross of Nations!
I'm sure we'll find one. I've seen like 5, 6 of them in the crowd anyway. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll take one of them.
So are the Swedish Vikings ready for the weekend? Are you prepared?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell already by this, they are for sure ready.
Yeah.
They are so ready. They already went over the fence, everything. We tried to get them on the track, but yeah, I think it was not allowed. But yeah, we try to make a show always. Try to get them fired up. It will be awesome. I think it will be a really cool weekend.
No, yep, we're all good. Anyway, Isaac, just real quick. You look like you're having a good time there with the fans, but it's no party this now, is it? Or is it? I don't know. Does the party continue through the weekend?
I mean, not for me really. I mean, the party for me is Sunday evening. So I hope these guys can keep up all the way through the weekend. Because Sunday night I will join them. That's for sure.
All right. Well, look, Isaac, good to see you and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Right, Team Netherlands are on the way through as well. Jeffrey Hurlings, well, he needs no introduction, does he? His 9th appearance, starting back in 2009. Of course, he's got a handful of medals as well. They won it in home soil or home sand in Assen in 2019. And he'll be joined by the new MX2 world champion, Kai de Wolf, and a rider making his 12th appearance, Glenn Coldenhoff. And it's Glenn Coldenhoff that Lisa is going to be catching up with in a few moments' time. But before we catch up with Glenn, Kai de Wolf, a phenomenal season.
Yeah, incredible. He turned 20 years old on the same day that he won his first MX2 World Championship. And to me, I think this is maybe the team to beat, right? And the only question is, can Glenn Coldenhoff bring his best Motocross of Nations stuff? His record at this event is over the top phenomenal. You look at the other two, you have arguably the best MXGP rider of all time. I know the record books may differ from that. And then you have the reigning MX2 World Champion. Coldenhoff's the wild card, but if you had to have a wild card, how could you ask for a better one than Glenn Coldenhoff at this event?
Yeah, well, obviously, Glenn Coldenhoff and Jeffrey Hurlings, they got second places in, 2016, 17, 18, and 21. They were victorious in 2019, and their performance that literally was fit for a king. The king of the Netherlands was there that day. But Glenn Coldenhoff getting his 12th call-up in a row. All right, it comes at the expense of Calvin Verlanderen getting injured, but at the same time, you know, a bitter pill to swallow for CV10. But Glenn Coldenhoff, you know, captain MXoN for Team Netherlands, called up, and I'm sure he can be relied on.
Yeah, and this situation, when you have a last-minute change like that, to have a rider with that level of experience, yes, that is something that most nations don't have the privilege of. So I think they're in a great spot. Win or lose, they're bringing a really strong team to the fold.
And we are getting ready to patch back down to Lisa. In fact, here she is with Glenn Coldenhoff.
Glenn Coldenhoff, this is your 12th Nations in a row. In fact, you're only one of 9 riders who have actually won this event. How confident with the team that you've got today that Holland can win this weekend?
I think this must be the strongest team we ever had in the past. I mean, Kai being world champion last weekend, Jeffrey having the pace like usually, and I need to step up my game. I need to bring my A game, I would say, for this weekend, but I'm feeling good. The vibes there are amazing already, so I'm ready.
Okay, thank you, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn, are you hoping for a little rain? You've had so much success in wet conditions at this race in the rain. I think you might be the only one hoping for rain. But are you looking forward to it?
No rain, no rain.
No, it doesn't need to rain. I mean, last year we had an amazing GP here, and there were great conditions, and I was able to lead for quite a long time. So dry or wet, we are ready for whatever is coming.
I believe you.
And Glenn, how is the atmosphere down there? Obviously, this parade is quite unique now to the Motocross of Nations. How are the fans down there? I saw a few crazy Dutchies earlier on today. Is it still crazy down there?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it gives me goosebumps already straight away, and I saw a lot of Dutch fans out there, and will be even more crazy over the 2 coming days.
All right, well, look, enjoy it. These things, you know, it's your 12th appearance. Not sure how many you have, maybe another 15, who knows? But enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Glenn Coldenhoff there. Of course, he's going to be lining up with Kai de Wolf and Jeffrey Hurlings, and looking very relaxed.
Sounding confident.
Yes.
I think if there were any worries about what he was going to bring this weekend, you should be reassured at this point.
We missed Finland going through. Of course, Emil Weckman, Sampo Rainio, and Jeri Havisto, the team manager, Kusti Manninen. Be interested to see what those guys can do here this weekend. But Brazil coming through, and good to see Enzo Lopes back, but riding in the MXGP category with Bernardo Eto Tiburcio and Fabio Santos, who makes his 7th appearance. It's a 3rd appearance for Lopes, and Bernardo Eto Tiburcio, his 1st appearance. Again, another South American country. They've had success in the past, 16th in 2018, their best ever finish, and also last year in 2023.
Yeah, this will be Enzo's first race of the year. He has not competed in 2024, so I'm more interested than anything just to see what kind of form he's on, because he is expected to win 250 Monster Energy Supercross races in the U.S. So I think just for that reason alone, this is a really intriguing team.
One of the teams that will be lining up, Czech Republic, with Peter Pollock, their team manager, Jiří Čepelák. And then we've got Julius Mikala and Jakub Teresak. Mikala had a big crash at his home Grand Prix as a wild card. Well, he wasn't as a wild card. He decided to switch to MX2 earlier on in the year. I saw him yesterday. Big injuries, pretty much shattered his wrist. He had some hole in the side here. He had all kinds of bad injuries. Good to see him here. He's maybe not 100%, but he's better than he was back in July, August, after that event. And the youngster, very, very keen to get going. Team New Zealand. Again, another team making their way. Their team manager is the first ever world champion for the Kiwis back in 1996, Shane King. The assistant manager down there, Bevan Wheel, and all of the guys. And what a team they've got as well. Hamish Harwood for MXGP. Brodie Connolly, the Australian MX2 national champion, riding for Yariv Konski. And, of course, Josiah Natski. Natski making his 4th appearance in the class, but Harwood his 6th, and Brodie Connolly just his 2nd. His last appearance, his only appearance, because obviously with COVID and not turning up in 21, he wasn't on the team in 22 or last year. So just his 2nd appearance for Brodie Connolly. We'll be catching up with him in a moment. But hopefully these guys can go straight through the main and not have to rely on the B final.
That's a sneaky good team.
Yes.
I mark it down right now, sneaky good. Natski had a phenomenal season in Canada. Brodie Connolly really broke out this year. So if you're looking for an underdog team, they're not going to win the event. But a team that could sneak into the top 10 that nobody's thinking about, it could be these guys.
Well, Brodie's just put his ears on. Here he is with Lisa.
Yes, I have Brodie here. Brodie, this is your 2nd Nations appearance. Between your 2 teammates, they have 10 appearances. Are you guys up for the challenge?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely up for the challenge. This track looks unreal, and yeah, the boys are fired up. So it's going to be an awesome couple of days of racing. I can't wait.
Brodie, it's Paul Malin and Jason Thomas up here in the studio. How's your experience been in the UK so far, and are you a little bit more prepared this time around than you were last time, having won that Aussie title?
Yeah, for sure. A lot more prepared this time. You know, I've had a good couple of years under my belt since Redbud last time, and yeah, the weather's here is nice. It feels like home, you know, not too hot, so it's awesome. I'm loving it.
And your first impression of the track real quick?
Yeah, it looks insane. It's deep, some big jumps, and yeah, can't wait to get out there.
Sounds suck, mate. Sounds suck. Have a good weekend, Brodie.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Good luck. Thank you.
I can get away with that.
That's what happens. Your better
Kiwi.
half. Yeah, your better half is Kiwi there.
Yeah, good to see the Kiwis here, and yeah, well, I think we're getting ready to catch South Africa in a few moments' time as well, because their team with Cameron Duro under the watchful eye of Cheryl McClellan. Camden McClellan riding in MX2, Tristan Purden in the open category, and Camden McClellan, can you believe, he is the most experienced rider lining up in this team this year for South Africa. He's making his 4th appearance 3 years in a row, 21, 22, 23. They were 18th overall, 13th overall last year. And in Camden's case, 20th, 18th, 13th, that's progression. I wonder if they can break the code and make it into the top 10 this week.
Well, this team feels a little bit like Denmark, right? 22, 23-year-old is the anchor of the team. They're progressing. They have youth on their side, and they're going to get better from here. So I see a lot of parallels there.
It's gone a little bit quiet over there at the moment, just waiting for the noise to sort of erupt once again. Great to see the support from Ram trucks as well, because, you know, the perfect vehicle for here. And, you know, it's absolutely fantastic to get them across the start straight and right where they need to be. Camden McClellan is getting ready to hop off any moment now, I would imagine, when they pull up. And, yeah, Lisa Leyland waiting down in the wings. And be interesting to see how they go. It's been another fantastic year, or a great fantastic year, hasn't it, for Monster Energy Triumph, who McClellan rides for.
Yeah, they've had a phenomenal break. I mean, they have impressed me every step of the way, both sides of the Atlantic, and I see more of that this weekend from both of their riders.
Cam, you can put the hat back on if you want over the earmuffs. Here he is with Lisa.
Camden, you've represented Team South Africa for the past 3 years, and each year the team has improved. 13th last year in RNA. Is a top 10 possible this weekend?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Last year we were good, really good, and we were running top 10 actually until a few laps to go when both of my teammates in the MXGP and Open class crashed. So I think it's definitely on the cards. I'm excited to get out on the track. I think my teammates are now going to enjoy it a lot. It's looking unbelievable. So hopefully we make it to the top 10, but I know we're going to have a good time.
Camden, Paul Malin up here in the studio. Unbelievably, you are the most experienced rider on that team, and you're about 15 years old. How does it feel to be the older statesman?
It's cool. It's cool. You know, I've seen Max Nagel and Tanner Leok, for example, with so many appearances. I want to one day be there, but for now I'm just a kid. I've raced here 4 times. It's enjoyable event. I can't say I have much experience, you know. I'm just here for a good time and to kind of approach it like a normal race weekend, and then we see where we end up. But the other two have also been here 2-3 times, I think. So I wouldn't say I have so much more experience over them.
Maybe one more. Only maybe one more.
Yeah, exactly. Only one more.
But
I'm not good at maths. Maths is not much fun.
Except when it comes to counting the bonus money, then you know.
Yeah, exactly. Then
Cool.
I count properly.
There you go. Have a good weekend, Camden, and all the best to South Africa.
So interesting to hear a South African there with a European accent, right? You can tell he spends a lot of time in Belgium or wherever he may be based.
Latvia, they've been through actually. Maris Pumpers and Carlis Racialis and Edvard Bidsands. For Racialis, it's his third appearance. Second appearance for Maris Pumpers and a debut performance appearance for Edvard Bidsands. This is Estonia. Gert Kresenov, 10 appearances for him. We'll skip Tanel Leok at the moment. Harry Kulas, 14 appearances. Tanel Leok, his 22nd appearance. He's ridden 19 Motocross of Nations in a row from 2001, 2019, and then he did 22 and 23. And he's dropping down to MX2 this weekend.
Because why wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Because maybe the body's just kind of, starting to sort of like feel it. But I was thinking, Tanel is waiting for the kids and the nephews, because there's Sebastian, there's Lucas, there's Travis.
Yep.
And maybe waiting for them so they
we
can
can't
make
have an event without a Leok,
We
right?
could.
So he's got to keep going until they get there.
And I think there will be a team where all three, cousins will be
three
together.
generations of Leoks out there. That's incredible.
Absolutely unbelievable. And, the staying power of, probably the most experienced rider in the paddock. Great to see and unbelievable. And he will, undoubtedly be a good shout for the team, like a solid anchor man.
But that team is strong,
yeah.
Right? All three of those guys can be top 10, top 15 in their class all day long, which if you can be consistent that way, you can end up with a top 10 score here for a nation like Estonia, and that's a great result.
Well, we will shortly be checking in with Slovenia. Of course, Tim Geiser, Jakob Pekalai and Jan Panzer, because normally, if this wasn't the home nations, Team Great Britain would be in there, but they saved the home town heroes till last, so even after the defending champions. But still getting a little bit crazy down there. You know what I noticed today, though? Around about when they were doing the practice starts, as soon as the sun goes in, it drops, the temperature drops. It gets very, very chilly. And we're now at the time of day where, tomorrow, this is kind of the temperatures we're going to get to, maybe on Sunday as well. So does that have a bearing on the outcome of the race as well, just being a little bit cooler and certainly with the sun going in, visibility is a lot better.
It's certainly, I think, a refreshing break for the USA riders, right? Most of them, 2 of 3 are training in Florida most of the time, and it is still summer hot there. So I think they're truly enjoying this. What I would say is I think on the fitness level, if you have a back-to-back race, you won't feel it near as much with the lower temperatures. It's still, in Fahrenheit, it's still been 90 degrees every day.
And that's the thing, isn't it? The Motocross of Nations, if you are new to this event, the way that the races play out, you've got 3 teammates having 2 races each, which means, 3 times 2, there's 6 scores. Mm-hmm. And it's the Olympic scoring system. 1 point for a win, 2 for second, 3 for third. And obviously, their best 5 results count. So you can drop your high score. So if somebody goes and bins it in the first turn, can't get going, and they finish 35th, or not 35th, but 30, whatever it is in the race, 35th, then of course they can throw away that race in the hope of the other results getting them a good result. But Lisa Leyland is getting ready to talk to our 5-time world champion from Slovenia, Tim Geiser, Team HRC. Let's hear what he has to say. Here he is with Lisa.
Yes, I have Tim Geiser here from Team Slovenia. Tim, this is going to be your 9th appearance representing Team Slovenia. It's going to be Jan's 6th appearance. Jaka, it's his first appearance. What advice have you given Jaka, and also what are you hoping to achieve this weekend?
I mean, so far I think we have the strongest team, in the past many years. So, we are all, let's say, experienced rider, like Jan did a couple of years in MX2, myself, I did quite many years in MXGP, MX2, and Jaka did some races as well, so we all like this track here in Matterley Basin. Hopefully the weather gonna be okay, not too much rain, let's say, and I think we can do a good result, yeah.
Hey, Tim, it's Jason Thomas up in the booth.
Hey.
So do you start to think about what the math looks like? What kind of score do you need coming out of Saturday to make the A final? Have you had those conversations about what position? Of course, you're multi-time world champion. Your score is almost a given to be solid, but the other two, do they know kind of what the ask will be to get into the A final?
Jason, they're going direct to the main event.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I mean, I think if myself and Jan can do a solid race in quali race, you know, I think we can be set for qualified, you know, like to go straight to A final. So, but that's a first step, let's say, and then yeah, on Sundays I think. On Sunday, I think it's important just to have fun, you know, to have a good start and ride well, you know. Everything can happen. It's a crazy event, you know, and especially if we're gonna have some rain, you know, anything can happen. So we're gonna see.
All right, guys, enjoy it down there. And Tim, good to see you. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, he makes a great point with Jan Ponser there. He's had a fantastic season. So
the last few races from him have been impressive.
Exactly. This should be the year where they cruise in. I was given a little bit less credit than deserved there.
Next up, your boys. Team USA coming in with a solid team. Eli Tomac, of course, filling in very, very late in the day for Chase Sexton. Cooper Webb filling in pretty late, not as late for Chance Heimers. The only original member, AP, Aaron Plessinger, the cowboy, looking very relaxed. When I was talking to him in the press conference earlier and before the press conference, before the ballot, AP was kind of, you know, saying that obviously last year's one, going to the nations for the first time in Europe, his first time in Europe, and then just the whole language thing. Feels a lot more at home, like the home from home this weekend. The language is the same, the menu is the same. It's so much different, and you will know that, traveling to the UK for a GP or a nations compared to Belgium or Spain or France.
Yeah, and I think for this team, the key is they don't feel the pressure that they normally do because they've had so much change and the team was switched around. We're honestly lucky to field a team at one point, and this team has always come in with so much expectation because they had done so much winning. This feels like, hey, we're happy to be here. We're going to do the best job we can. So that's a marked difference from the way they normally feel, and that was palpable. When you talk to Tomac, there wasn't the rigidity and just the nervousness going on. I think they're like, hey, nobody's expecting a lot. None of us, 2 out of 3 weren't even on the original team. Let's go have some fun. Let's try to surprise some people this weekend with a good result.
And I was talking to Tim Cotter from the US, from the AMA, and he was saying that he's from the AMA.
He's vice president of MX Sports.
MX Sports.
Yeah.
And he was saying this track reminds him of Steel City at home. And I mentioned that to Eli in the press conference, and he was like, actually, yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's a
Someone
little
said Unadilla, but
yeah, it does have that rolling, and it's got the grass backdrop. It does have that similar vibe and feel. And I think, importantly for this track, it's one that's easily adaptable to. If we were at Lockett or we were at one of these more eclectic tracks that's so difficult to come to terms with, that would be a real challenge for these guys. And that's what I think the biggest challenge is typically is this event sometimes has tracks that they're not used to. They have to work it out all weekend, and by the time they're feeling comfortable in the final moto, the race is done.
But this one is a little bit more adaptable.
Yes, I think they'll find it easier to get used to throughout the weekend.
It's wide and it's flowing.
Yep,
just
traction,
like a track at home.
and yes, exactly, yep.
Anyway, I can see Lisa getting ready, and I think she's going to have Cooper Webb. I like Cooper Webb on this team. I really do. Lisa.
Cooper Webb, welcome back to the Motocross of Nations. Last time we saw you was in Majura 2016. This weekend, you're back in MX2 on the 250. How's the process been for you becoming reacquainted with the smaller machine?
Yeah, we're back on the 250. It's actually been really fun for me. We have a great motorcycle, the Yamaha team. We have 250 and 450s that are awesome, so I was able to just hop on that 250. We didn't do any really testing, just kind of hopped on a setting and went from there and had a really good 2 weeks. We had a great time getting ready. It's fun to get back on. You got to ride it a little different, but I really enjoyed it. It's brought me back to my good old days is what I keep telling everybody, and we'll see. Obviously, it's been a long time since I've raced, but really looking forward to the challenge.
Coop, it's Jason Thomas. I was speaking with Paul about typically the pressure is on the USA. There's so much expectation around this event. Like, if you don't win, everybody's let down. It doesn't feel that way this year. It feels like everybody's just excited for the team we have. Let's go out and try to get the best result we can. Is that the feeling within the team as well?
Yes and no. I think we got 3 competitive guys that want to go win, but with that being said, I mean, what we were dealt has been tough, right? So I think we're just going out there with an open mindset. I think it's very unknown what we all can do. I think all 3 of us, when we're on, can beat anyone in the world. But with that being said, these are the best riders in the world, and we're in Europe. So it's not an easy challenge by any means, but it's very loose. We're having fun, and whatever happens, happens. I'm just happy to be on the team.
And just real quick, Coop, it's Paul Malin here. This your kind of track?
I hope so. You know, you tell me. You're the local, but nah, it looks awesome, man. We did track walk earlier. It looks killer. Super fun looking jumps,
And yeah, I'm glad I'm on a Star Racing 250 because it looks deep and I know I got some horsepower.
Enjoy the weekend, Coop.
Yeah.
See you later, and good luck
Thanks,
to you
Cooper.
and everybody in the US.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, keywords there, loose, right? And that's the thing. I've been around this team for a long time, and you could feel the pressure that the riders felt upon their shoulders at many times, and I have not felt it from anybody throughout this weekend.
Just looking at Team Spain, they're going to be our next victims of Lisa Leyland down there in pit lane. And I'm just wondering how warm she is down there, because the temperature's definitely dropped this time of night, hasn't it? Sun's gone in, not quite settled down just yet, but definitely getting a little bit nippy down there. But yeah, she's going to be grabbing a word with Jorge Prado, I believe, and when she does. And obviously he was crowned last weekend, fantastic weekend, you were there. A 21-point swing in China, came in 7 points clear, whatever it was, and just walked away with the championship. 3 wins out of 3 at home. Pressure, what pressure? There wasn't any.
Well, I spoke with them earlier today, and I spoke with his team boss at DeCarlo Gas, Davide DeCarlo, and both of them said, what a great week. We slept. I got to sleep this week because they didn't have the weight of the World Championship weighing upon them, and they come into this weekend ready to have some fun and kind of just let it rip. So it's interesting to see those guys smiling because, yeah, they're smiling through gritted teeth all the way through the World Championship to try to win the thing. This is a completely different thing. Now they get to go race, go represent their country, and see what happens.
Anyway, here is Lisa with Jorge Prado.
Yes, I have our double MXGP world champion here. Jorge, you picked up your second MXGP world title in Spain last weekend on home soil. Are you still buzzing over that weekend? Is that still, has it actually sunk in yet?
Yeah, I think at the end of the week, it really came to my head. You know, all the work and everything we did to get the title, and yeah, it was an amazing feeling. I mean, I couldn't almost sleep for the last week just before the race in Spain. So much tension, just till the very end, right? Fight till the very end for a championship. It's never easy, but we got a title, we got a job done, and I'm super happy.
Amazing. And has that given you extra motivation to do well this weekend at the Nations?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool race. The event is super cool with all the fans. It's just totally different than the rest of the year. Yeah. Then we come to Matali, one of the best tracks here in Europe. So hopefully the weather stays nice and we can enjoy a lot of riding.
Jorge, it's Jason Thomas in the booth. So you go into last weekend, so much pressure and expectation, and you can't afford a big mistake. This weekend, you don't have the pressure of the World Championship anymore. Can you ride more freely and just kind of like unleash your best ability and then just let it go?
Well, I think I was quite on my 100% in Spain. I gave my all over there. But yeah, it's totally different. Like you said, here, no stress. We can ride free. And like I said, enjoy the track. It's one of the coolest tracks we have here in Europe. So it's time to enjoy, try to ride free, and hopefully get some wins.
And actually, Jorge, it's Paul Malin up here. Another good night's sleep tonight, you think?
Another good night tonight, and we will be ready for tomorrow.
Perfect. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jorge. Thank you.
It's funny, you think about last weekend, right? That huge mistake he makes in race 2, and he just completely backed it down. I think a race like this, he makes a mistake like that, he stays in it. Let's go. Like, nobody wants to crash, but he doesn't have all of that pressure of 20 races of World Championship behind him.
Actually, this Motocross Nations, like all of them, compared to a US National Championship or a National Championship anywhere in Europe, or even MXGP, you know, this Friday is full of activity, isn't it? You know, riders having to get their head and shoulders TV graphics done. There's the ballot where they kind of just want to be a part of that. They kind of go in for the FIM riders briefing as well. Then there's the press conference. There's the practice start. You know, there's this parade now.
Yeah,
you know, it's never ending.
We're going on, you know, 5:30 p.m. and they're still going from what started this morning.
Yeah, how does that affect a rider's performance, do you think? Because some riders have their routine. They're definitely thrown out of routine on Nations Weekend, certainly on a Friday.
Well, speaking for the USA team specifically, the SMX rounds, we have 2 days, but this is truly a 3-day event. It's a lot of kind of staying in the moment for them. So we'll see. I think it's really important to get your downtime, to get separation once you kind of get through the pageantry and lock into race mode. And I think you'll see that. We're having fun right now. Just as you mentioned for Isaac Gifting, the parties right now, they won't see this type of like looseness again until Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are getting ready, I believe, to welcome Team Switzerland. We've got Jeremy Seewer, Arno Tonis, and Valentin Guillot. Another 34 appearances between this team of 3 riders. It's going to be a 12th appearance for Seewer and Tonis, a 13th appearance for Valentin Guillot. There they are, just getting ready to hop off the back of the Ram. And it's going to be Arno Tonus, who is going to grab a word with Lisa Leyland this time around. So be interesting to hear what he has to say. Very mellow, very chill. That might come in handy this weekend.
Yeah, it's a rider that, you know, I think some Americans will be familiar with watching it stateside because he was a part of our series, but this was an MXGP regular for a long time. It's nice to have him out here.
Lisa, take it away.
Yes, I have Arno with me now. Arno, possibly the most experienced nations team this weekend. 34 appearances between you guys. What's the plan? Because you know each other, you know the drill. Do you go out there this weekend and just see what happens, or do you actually have a goal in mind?
Well, the ultimate goal will be to be on the podium. You know, the Swiss team, like you said, is very experienced, and I think we have the potential. Anything can happen at the Nations. It's a team race. So on my side, I'll ride 250. So I'll just have to, you know, give it my heart. I know it's going to be tough, but I'm ready for it, and I'm looking forward to it. So just give my best and see how it goes.
And just real quick, Arno, how much fun have you had on the 250? Because normally, I guess you're riding 450 at home.
Yeah, exactly. In the beginning, it wasn't super fun, to be honest. I was like, wow.
Where's all that power?
Where's the power gone? You know, like you kind of forgot about it, how strong those 450 are nowadays. So it took me a little bit to get used to it. But at the end, I was like, I discovered some new thing that I forgot, like the way to enter the corner, like getting more corner speed and just riding a bit different. It took me a little bit, but like the last couple of rides were really fun. So I'm looking forward to the race this weekend.
And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Take those tricks, run with them, enjoy your weekend, 18.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
See you later.
Thanks, Arno. Best of luck.
I don't know if I'd be more angry about old or dog.
Tricks. Who we got next? We've got the Belgians coming up now. And, well, I'll tell you what, there's been a few teams this year. There's been a little bit of disarray with team selection. Team USA having to make 2 late changes. Team Italy, they're coming up later on with a late change as well. Belgium is definitely very much one of those teams because of, you know, they've had to switch the MX2 rider, their open class rider. In fact, I think Lucas is probably the only one remaining now. And a week ago, after the award ceremony last weekend, Team Belgium put out a PR going...
They weren't going racing.
They weren't coming racing. About an hour or so later, actually we are, and it wasn't April Fool's.
Team USA was very close to that same situation. Had Eli Tomac not stepped up, we wouldn't be here either. So it's been that type of year. And I think the same dynamic for Team USA goes for Team Belgium. There's no pressure. Everybody knows the situation you're under. So just go out there and try to surprise the world, shock the world with the result.
Joel Roelants, the team manager for the first time in the history for Team Belgium with Johan Boonen and everybody else, the backroom staff there, who've done a great job over the past few years. They're stepping aside now. But Brent Van Donnick, the MXGP rider, Lucas Koenen, what a season he's had with the amount of race wins, phenomenal. 18 race wins, 9 Grand Prix victories. And Jago Geerts, that was a late call-up as well in place of Liam Everts. So 2 rider changes there. Geerts making his 9th appearance. And he's got a 2nd overall silver medal in the Netherlands in 2019. Van Donnick's best appearances have both been 4th places in 16 and 17. One of those was here at Matterley. The one before that was in Majora. And yeah, for Lucas Koenen, just his 2nd appearance. His first was Brandt's last weekend at Erne, where Team Belgium finished 5th overall. And yeah, then the Staanhusqvarna rider getting ready to catch up with Lisa Leyland now. And yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say. Here's Lucas with Lisa.
Lucas Koenen, why are you wearing shorts? It's freezing.
Because I'm from Belgium.
The sun's out. He thinks it's summer.
Good answer. Well, look, Lucas, it's been a crazy few days for Team Belgium, but all you guys are here. Are you ready to give full gas?
For sure, I am. Let's see what the team is going to be. We have Jago and Brent, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. Track is for everybody the same, and it's fast track, so I think everybody can make the difference. And for sure, me on the 250, I'm just going to pin it wide open and do like the last races, let's say. So it's going to be fun.
And can Team Belgium make the podium this weekend?
Let's see. I hope so, but we will see. Let's try our best.
Lucas, Jason Thomas in the booth. I think so many people are becoming more and more familiar with your excellence. You're really becoming a rising star. Do you look at a race like this weekend where so many more people stateside are going to be watching as an opportunity to say, hey, I'm for real, I'm going to be a world champion one day, or wherever you decide to end up racing? Do you think that opportunity, is that how you view a race like this?
Yeah, for sure. This is a different race than MXGP, but I mean, I'm doing my best like I did the last 3 races, so I won double moto overall. So, I mean, what can I do more? Now it's going to be against everybody, so I can show myself. And if I do like the last race, let's maybe hope to get a win against the 450s. That can be amazing.
All the best, Lucas. Enjoy the
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucas.
If you're
He
looking
has
for
been riding, I just went from headset off there, he's been riding absolutely phenomenal here. And I asked him in the press conference if this is the kind of track where a 250 could get a race win over the 450s. If anyone can, I think he could do it this weekend.
Yeah.
If the conditions just, you know, ease out, flatten up a little bit, and, you know, that's going to be the thing, isn't it?
He could be that Ryan Villopoto 2006 type ride. And if you're looking for the definition of rising star, the Jet Lawrence, the Hayden Deegan, across the point, that is him. That is Lucas Kuhn in a nutshell. No, he was not world champion this year, but if you look at the trend and how much better he's gotten, we have a serious smoke situation going on.
Team Germany are in there somewhere. Get
But,
the gas masks.
The facts are Lucas Kuhn is the next big thing in worldwide motocross.
Absolutely. The way that he rode the last few races, again, knew he had to go out and win every race. That's exactly what he did, just to put himself in. There's Griff, I think. Or
yeah, it's
is
Griff.
it Griff?
Yeah, it's Griff. Yeah, got his sign and everything.
Got it. Yeah, good lad. Good mascot. And he's going to be relishing this as well. And actually, when you look at some of the greats like Stefan Everts over the years, you know, the podium shots with him and Liam in his arms. Now you've got Kenny there with Griff on the shoulders, soaking it all up. Can you see a future where Griff probably lines up as the next K-Rock?
Have to imagine he has the genes for it. And,
he's certainly crazy enough from some of the Insta.
What do they say? Charmed existence. I think that's what Griff Roxon is living through right now. And yeah, it would be amazing to see a second-generation Roxon, regardless if it's MXGP or in the USA.
I asked him in the press conference, saw him on Insta a few weeks back, sort of like with electric start. I said, are you kickstart Kenny or are you e-start Kenny this weekend? He was like, no, we're still kickstart Kenny. We're just, you know, making sure that it's good to go.
Well, I asked him, I said, if you win a Monster Energy Supercross next year with the electric start, are you going to carry the electric start and the battery up on the podium and hold it up on the podium? But, yeah, we'll see on that.
Well, Lisa is getting ready to speak to Ken Roxon, I believe, from Team Germany. And, yeah, Kenny, he enjoyed being back in France last weekend. I know he loves this track. He had a good time here in MX2. And, yeah, there's a little dude down there.
Hey,
anyway, let's put some headsets on Kenny. Anyway, here's Lisa with Kenny and Griff.
Yeah, I've got little man here. I've also got Ken Roxon. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Kenny was the little man, sorry.
Ken Roxon, it's your 8th appearance at the Nations, your first Nations here at Matterley Basin. It doesn't seem that long ago that you're actually winning a GP here in 2011. How do you rate this track?
This is actually one of my favorite tracks. That's why I really wanted to come here as well. It's been a long time since 2011, and no, it doesn't seem like a long time, but it feels like a long time. But most of the track, you know, is very similar. It's clay, it's ruddy, it's usually right up my alley, so nothing's going to keep me from enjoying this one, that's for sure.
Well, Kenny, it's Jason Thomas, and last year at this event, I think you showed a lot of people like, hey, I'm still Ken Roxon, and I can still win any race, anytime around the world. Where's your health coming into this race? Where's your leg strength to try to show everybody again at this event?
So, yeah, I mean, I think anything is possible, right? It just nowadays takes me a little bit longer than I would like to come back from an injury. I just unfortunately was off for a really long time. And, but, you know, I'm starting to feel better and better. And like I said, I may not be as ready as last year, but I think anything is possible, and it's good enough to do some damage here this weekend. I truly believe that, and I'm going to give it my all, for sure.
Enjoy your weekend, Kenny, and all the best to Team Germany.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, guys.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, little man.
Yeah, Team Germany, Ken Roxon, Simon Langenfelder, and Max Nagel making his 18th appearance here this weekend. Another rider who had a good run, 8 in a row from 2003, 2010. Of course, when he did his first one in 2003, Simon Langenfelder, the MX2 teammate, wasn't even born.
Yeah, that's incredible. That team has some talent, right? Things go their way. Wouldn't shock me at all to see him on the podium.
And, of course, Max Nagel riding with his favoured number 12 as well. That's also good, isn't it? You know, you come to the Motocross Nations, you've been riding all year with your number 12, and then you represent Team Germany with that same number just because of how they finished last year and the class that he's riding in. So anything has changed.
But he's still the ADAC World or German champion this year, right?
And
he's still on form, so I think that, you know, people think, oh, well, he's past his prime, whatever. He's still on form.
No, and the thing is, it's like Kenny picks and chooses his races. You know, there's a lot of riders throughout the world now pick and choose their races, and I think Max is one of those. He rides ADAC in Germany, he rides Czech Championship as well. And it's a schedule that suits him. He's over 30 years old, you know, he's mid-30s, and he's still enjoying his racing. And I think that is the key to someone like Max Nagel being here you know, probably not in the best form of his life, but still a threat and riding very, very good, and will put some of these guys to shame this weekend.
Well, that's the difference, right? You can make concerted efforts where you're not racing 32 races. Like for Hunter Lawrence, this is his 32nd race of the year. It's really difficult to maintain your best form for that long. Max, he can take breaks, he can rest, he can really listen to his body and show up here prepared.
Well, here we are with Team Italy, and Andrea Bonacorsi is getting ready to speak to Lisa Leyland. Lisa, take it away with Bonner.
Yes, Paul, I have Andrea Bonacorsi here. Andrea, last year you were a last-minute replacement. You were thrown in at the deep end in the open class. Not only was it your first Nations, but it was your first time on the 450. Are you feeling a little bit more prepared this weekend coming into the event? And what are your expectations for Team Italy?
Yeah, last year was really cool for me. It was a last-minute goal, and we make it to the podium anyway, so it was something really, really special. I love this event, and this time is the second year again. Almost a full season on the MXGP class, so it was really cool. And yeah, we have a lot of experience now compared to last season on the class. So with Team Italy, we have a really good atmosphere, and we all can't wait to hit the track tomorrow. So we will give our best like always.
And Bonner, Paul Malin up here in the studio with Jason Thomas. You've got quite a good sense of humour. You've got a good character about you. And Andrea, he's probably the sensible one out of the lot, because you've got the crazy man with you this weekend, Albi Ferrato. How is it being around the big man?
Yeah, he brings the perfect perfect attitude to the team. Like it's crazy to have him. He bring, even if things don't go really as planned, he bring up the humor to all the teams. So it's really great to have him, and we are really looking forward for tomorrow.
Have a good weekend, Andrea, and all the best to Team Italy.
Yeah, thank you guys. See you.
Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Right, we're getting to crunch time here, JT. Team Australia is up next, and I tell you what, there, someone with the Velcro gloves is not letting that kangaroo go, is he?
No, and this team, they've never won this event, Paul, right? And I think they understand this is a great chance. This is probably the best team they've ever had. Now, you could argue that the team of Michael Byrne, Chad Reed, and Andrew McFarlane could rival that, but I don't know. Hunter Lawrence really found his form. Jet Lawrence is arguably the best rider alive, and Kyle Webster he proved in the USA he can go globally and get the job done. So if you want star power, if you're an Aussie, this is a huge weekend in the story of Australian motocross.
Well, Jet Lawrence is going to be making an appearance, obviously. Initially, there was some confusion whether he was going to be lining up as MXGP or Open, but he's going to be the Open class rider. Hunter is going to be the MXGP. And then you got Carl Webster in there as well. And for Hunter, his fifth appearance, 17, 18, 22, 23. When we were here in 2017, he won the MX2 class individually. So he's coming back to good memories. Jet has also ridden here, but only as I think a 14-year-old EMX 250 rider. The kid was still sort of knee-high to a grasshopper. Yep. Wasn't strong, was small, wasn't a great weekend, but by the end of that year, we saw how quickly he learned, developed, and he was winning races and getting on the podium at the end of that, and that was just a few races later. So we're now seeing him in his full stride. There is Jet Lawrence. But Carl Webster, the second appearance for him, of course, third in the MX2 qualifying race in 2019 at Assen, and he arrives here as another one of Yariv's star pupils, having won the MXoN championship this year. So that is a solid team. And talking to him in the press conference, Kyle has been back in the US, riding with this team, getting together, so that can only elevate the whole of that team. Yeah,
and Honda HRC really coming through for Kyle, giving him a full factory bike for this event, which should help him, especially on the starts and the technical support there as well. But it's a curious decision with putting Jet in Open, right? You say he might be the best rider alive. Well, you'd want to put him up against MXGP, right? Well, they looked at the situation. Hunter's on his 32nd race of the year. Jet's had a lot of downtime. He's fresh. He feels very up for this event. So they want to put him back in those back-to-back motos and give Hunter the break where he can really get more recovery time. So we'll see if it plays out. You wonder, though, if Jet would be more suited to go up against the likes of Fevre, Prado, the best of the best. We'll find out on Sunday.
Well, we'll find out what Hunter Lawrence has to say as well, because he's making his way to Lisa Leyland down there at the end of pit lane. And Hunter, who was the MX2 class winner here back in 2017, is now riding in the MXGP class. Lisa, you have Hunter with you.
Yes, I do. Hunter, this is your second Motocross of Nations here at Matterley. Last time you were here, you won the MX2 class in 2017. Last year, you guys were second in RNA. Is this the year you guys can make that top step?
Yeah, we'd like to sure think so. We're going to give it a crack.
Redbud, we were 3rd overall, Erne second. We'd love to keep that progression and just one step better each year, but a lot of amazing teams here and amazing riders. So yeah, we got to get off the line, a little bit of lady luck, and it should be a good weekend for us.
Hunter, it's Jason Thomas. You guys got to do some start practice today. Did you notice anything different about the grip on the Great versus American? Did you have to make any technical changes because of that?
Not when it was dry, it was pretty good, but some of the mechanics were throwing water down on the start grate, I guess to simulate, you know, if it's going to be wet on Sunday. So yeah, that one threw me for a bit because the start before was sweet, and then the next one I come off at like a 360, and I was like, what the hell happened there? And so that was...
it's like a banana peel.
Yeah, they Mario Karted me with the banana peel, but yeah, no, it should be good, mate. It should be fun.
And obviously, Hunter, Paul Malin here, just real quick. When we were here back in 2017, it was a bit of a mudder on race day. Conditions at the moment look absolutely prime. Probably a little bit deeper when you were here last. But you're glad you're on that 450, though.
Yeah, exactly. Last time we were here, Saturday was beautiful, and then Sunday the skies opened up. And honestly, it was a pretty good atmosphere with the low clouds and stuff, but the track was heavy. But I mean, it's so beautiful. The green rolling hills, the track looks beautiful. I wish we were riding today, actually. I was really excited. So yeah.
Actually, I was going to bring your dad, Dazzy, a pie, a big, deep-filled pie. Has he had one yet since he's been here?
He flew in today, actually.
Okay, so maybe not.
Yeah, he went to watch start practice, and the guy's like, no, you don't have the right pass. And he was like, all right. So he walked back to the truck.
Went and got a pie. Anyway, yeah. Hunter, enjoy it this weekend.
Thanh you. Will do, boys.
Cheers, mate.
Best of luck. Thanks, Hunter.
Team France, obviously the defending champions. They're up next, of course, with Romain Febvre. Febvre with 4 victories in the appearances that he's made, 5 appearances so far. It's the same team as 2023 with Romain Febvre, Tom Vial, Maxime Renault in that order, with Vial in the MX2 category. Romain Febvre could, if he wins this weekend with the team, could join just 3 riders who have 5 Motocross of Nation gold medals to their tally. And it would be interesting to see if he can do that this weekend, as well as the French. Can they defend the championship? Can they defend the Chamberlain Trophy?
If you're looking for a team that rises to the occasion every single time at this event, it has to be France. And they really, you look at the camaraderie, you look at the organization behind the scenes from their federation, they really lean into this event with everything possible. They get together and train all together, and I think they have the whole kind of puzzle put together. The question is, Renault's coming off an injury, hasn't really found his best form. Romain Febvre, not a banner season for him either. Tom Vial's, I think, fine. He's on form. But can they find their best form? If they do, I think they win.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, if they're their best selves on Sunday, I think they win the event.
And the other 3 riders that have won 5, incidentally, David Bailey, who we know, one of the legends of the sport in the US and worldwide, Gauthier Paulin and Stefan Everts. So that's not bad company if you can get that 5th gold medal this weekend for Romain Febvre and Team France. And Maxime Renault, the MX Open class rider, is now making his way towards Lisa Leyland. So let's catch up with Maxime Renault, who obviously won this event last year. He's coming in with his 4th appearance. Let's hear what he has to say. Take it away, Liz.
Maxime Renault, the build-up for some of the top teams in this event, like Team USA, Belgium, has been quite challenging. There's been a lot of last-minute changes for them. But how's the preparation been for the defending champions, Team France?
Yeah, the preparation has been very good. You know, we've had a week together. Like always, we try to bring really a team spirit in the team. Work together. That's going to be really important this weekend. There's a lot of strong teams, but we're ready. Everyone is here for the win, so we're going to give our best.
Max, Paul Malin up here. You've obviously had a tough season. You went missing at the 2nd round. You've had a handful of races now. You're coming in. Wasn't the best in China, I think, there because of the crash in the first turn in one of the races. But how are you feeling physically and mentally coming in? Because obviously you've not done a lot of races, so you should be fresher. But how far off of that sort of race fitness are you, or are you there? And you just need good starts now just to mix with them?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's been a tough season for me, but I'm here. I'm representing France here, and I'm ready to give my all best, you know. Even though I know I'm not out of the best season and I can't be 100% physically, mentally and everything, I'm just going to make it with all my heart and give my all on track.
All right, Maxime, have a good weekend. You are the defending champions. Let's see if you are still the defending champions when we leave here on Sunday evening. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Maxime. Thank you.
There was a time when Maxime Renault was the only 450 rider to have ever beaten Jet Lawrence in a motocross race.
Yes.
There was a time that was true. So if you're wondering, can he be that guy again, that's all I really need to say.
Well, the final team that's going to be making their way around the start straight here in front of everybody on this parade on the back of the Ram truck is going to be Team Great Britain, the host nation. Of course, it's the 11th time the Monster Energy FIA Motocross of Nations has been held on British soil. The third time here, 2006, 2017, and now here in 2024. And yeah, in the first 20-odd years, Team GB had a phenomenal record. Probably only missed the podium one time, and that's when they didn't even turn up because it was held in Russia. And then there was one time where they were non-classified when it was all on time, so it must have been a mud race or something like that. But since then, you know, the lean spell was, you know, kind of, in fact, it's 30 years this weekend. Well, not this weekend, but 30 years since Team GB won in 1994. I know that.
Who was on that team?
I was on that team with Rob Herring, Kurt Nickel. Dave Thorpe was the team manager that day in Roggenburg. But from 97 to 2017, 20 years without a medal. Then they went and did 4 bronze medals in a row, 17, 18, 19, and 21. A couple of years off the podium since then. Do you think this team of Tommy Searle, Max Anstey, Conrad Muse can do themselves proud, at least aim for a top 5, maybe even, if circumstances fall their way, knock on the door for a podium place once again? Because riding at home gives them a little bit of elevated status.
It does.
10 or 15%, 20% extra in the game?
Well, I view them in the same kind of thought vein as I do Belgium, Germany, Spain. Like, they need things to go their way. Do they have the talent? Yes. Do they have the equipment? Yes. Home soil helps. But this race is so much about things you can't control. Luck, starts, mechanicals. Are you in the right place at the right time? That's how I view Team GB. This is an opportunity for them because you look at Tommy Searle, he's in the twilight of his career. There are things, detractions to be made, but you know they're going to be up for this race. If it rains on Sunday, you have to put Max Anstey near the front somehow. He's a prime performer. He went 1-1-1
on a Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha.
Yeah. So I look at this team as they can't be a sleeper because this is their home race, but on the results page, don't count them out.
Yeah. Well, Max is obviously pleased to be here on the bike that he's at. You know, he confirmed that in the press conference. Cooper Webb saying the same thing. I'm guessing they're going to be on pretty much identical machinery because, as I understand it, there are no differences between whatever Hayden Deegan was riding. The rest of the guys have been riding in 250 in Pro Nationals. So you've got 2 very good motorcycles out there in the MX2 category with 2 very competent riders, with Max and with Cooper Webb. But as we can see here, the Team GB boys lapping it up. This is going to be the most fun they're going to have this weekend before, you know, the gates drop on Saturday for the Ram qualifying races. And if you are new to the Monster Energy FIA Motocross of Nations, the MXGP riders get their free practice 40 minutes on Saturday. The MX2 riders get their individual practice 40 minutes. It's just free practice. And then the MX Open riders get their session as well. And then in the qualifying races, they qualify in their class. 3 races, the best 2 results count. So the lowest score gets pole position and gives their country the first gate pick on Sunday's races for all 3 races. And it's the same format then, 3 races, 6 scores, best 5 results count, and the lowest form. And yeah, that's how it plays out. But as you can see, we are just working our way then towards the end of this parade, this riders parade here at Matterley Basin. The sun is just starting to set over there in the west, the other side. And if the sun comes out late on, that could be another factor on Sunday because the shadows jumping up towards the finish line over the triple, anything coming uphill that way has been known to sort of plague riders in the past. But if we just get a little bit of cloud cover,
that'll help.
Late on in the day, that will help.
Not
visibility.
too much. Not too much. No precipitation.
And not too dark.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. Late in the day, late in the year, it's another challenge. But just quickly, Conrad Muse, that kid could surprise some people. He's on form, British Championships, on British soil. Keep an eye out. I think he could surprise.
Lisa is getting ready to talk to the entire GB squad down there in a few moments' time. We'll just let them get off the back of the Ram truck and we'll catch up with Tommy, Max and Conrad. Not sure which order, but we'll leave that to Lalo down there, who's going to bring us the dealer.
This will take up the next hour or
okay.
So. Max here,
you can be here.
Max, we are on a time frame here.
Tommy, you can be over here. I know, you're on the other side. Go away.
We can hear you.
Yes, yell louder.
Okay, well, I don't know. Tommy, I don't know what's going on here. Typical Brits. Let's start with Tommy. Tommy, you've experienced being on the podium here at the Motocross of Nations in Matterley Basin. How cool would it be to make that podium again this weekend?
It'd be unbelievable to do it again this weekend. Obviously, Max had a big part to play in that last time, going 1-1. He's back again. He's on form, as is Conrad, and I'm feeling really good about the whole weekend. So I want to make the fans proud, and it's important to me that they're proud as well this whole weekend, because they've been there for me throughout my whole career. This might be my last Nations. To do it in England, very special, and already it's off to a great start, seeing all the fans there. So good weekend, I reckon.
Great, thanks Tommy. And moving on to Max. Max, like Tommy said, the last time you were here in 2017, you went 1-1. Coming back here this weekend, being at the same event, does it bring back those emotions from that weekend?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't get to race at home very often, so when I do, it's incredibly special. I might have not brought the temperature, but I brought the sun with me from America. And I've got a really fast and good bike this time, you know, to have the Star Yamaha crew come over and be a part of this. Now I do think this 250 class I can do some damage. So let's go put on a good show and yeah, make the Team GB fans proud.
Great. And moving on to Conrad Muse. Conrad, this is your first Motocross of Nations here in Matterley Basin. Let's just go under there. How are you finding it? How are you finding the weekend so far?
Yeah, it's incredible. My first home Nations, as you said, is my third Motocross of Nations, so still pretty new to all of this, but yeah, what an atmosphere this is, you know. Yeah. It's only a Friday, it's not even nowhere near the full capacity of fans that are coming yet, so, and it's already absolutely crazy. So I'm just full of excitement for this weekend, and I can't wait to make the fans proud.
Okay, best of luck to Team GB on home soil.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Conrad.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. How was it down there? How was the atmosphere? Crazy as ever?
It's been amazing. Yeah, everyone's been pretty well behaved, kind of. But yeah, it's been fun. I think everyone's super pumped now for the weekend. Now we've had the parade. Everyone's like really just wants to go racing. So looking forward to the weekend. See what happens.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's not raining. I'm not wet. I've still got my voice. So all good.
That's a positive. That's a positive.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Lisa. Thanks for joining us down there and bringing us those interviews with the riders. And yeah, we'll see you doing the same thing tomorrow, pre-grids and all, post-race interviews and all. So take the night off. Take the night off.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Jason. I'll see you over the weekend.
See you later.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our Riders Parade here then at the Monster Energy FIA Motocross of Nations here at Matterley Basin. Of course, Jason Thomas. Just real quickly, what have you made from those conferences? Some of those answers. Some riders are very, very confident, but of course there can only be, you know, one winner and three teams on the podium.
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty loose. I don't think there's I think that's a sign that there's not a clear favorite. So everyone just comes in like, hey, we have a real chance this weekend, which builds excitement. Some years you look at the field and you're like, that is the best team by far. They feel a lot of pressure. I don't think this is that type of year. I think it's pretty wide open.
All right, and on that note, we will end our broadcast here. Jason and I will be back in the booth for the Ram qualifying races tomorrow. Check the guides for that. But thanks for joining us this weekend, and thanks for joining us for our parade studio show, a little different to the norm that we have. And yeah, thanks for bearing with us. Make sure you tune in, MXGPTV.com this weekend for uninterrupted action here at the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. From me, Paul Malin, from Jason Thomas, and from Lisa Leyland down there in pit lane. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.